Executive Director of the World Jewish Congress, Shai Franklin. He's in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for joining us this evening here on the NewsHour. Let me start with the claims from Benjamin Netanyahu that this is a witch hunt, that this is an attempted coup. What do you make of that? Do you think there are any political reasons for these charges?
I think political, definitely. Prime Minister Netanyahu and President Trump here in the United States are probably sharing tweets. Witch hunt is not, there are no witches in Israel. There's no history of witch hunts in Israel. So this is, Netanyahu made his political name really in the United States. He's using American phraseology. And the Attorney General was his chief of cabinet and was appointed by him to be Attorney General. The President of Israel is a Likud politician, was chairman of the Knesset before that. So this is a very thorough, professional process that's been going on for months and years, actually, due process. And if it's not a witch hunt.
So when the Attorney General says this has nothing to do with politics, we should take him at his word.
Yes, in fact, I mean, there have been delays along the way on the judicial side in the process of these indictments, and there have been delays on the political side. There was an election months ago, and there was supposed to be a government formed then. So the idea was the government would be formed, and then 6 months later, maybe these indictments would come out. Well, here we are, the indictments have come out.
Well, we have an inconclusive election back in September. No one can form a coalition. How does this affect the possibility of going forward and forming a coalition?
Well, the next few weeks will really tell, because the two parties, each party has failed to form a coalition as a party. And now the Knesset has 21 days for anybody in the Knesset to get a government together, to get enough votes in the Knesset for a government, which means that individual Likud members could support a candidate, whether it's a Likud candidate or from the blue and white side, the center-left coalition of parties. And so it is possible. So far, the Likud members have been loath to break ranks, partly because as much as they'd like to be in government, they also want to be in the Knesset. And if they are seen as bucking the popular leader of the Likud, who's popular with the Likud faithful, then these members would be cut from the list and they would not have much of a political future. The other concern is the joint list. Sorry.
Well, if there is an election, do you think that the Prime Minister's party will stand behind him, or do you think they're going to hold a primary and have a new leader?
So it's hard to say, because even though the Attorney General has now announced the indictments actually don't go through probably for several more months. And in that time, it's possible that Netanyahu could get immunity. But in order to get immunity, there has to be a government formed so that they can appoint the committees within the Knesset that would adjudicate the question of immunity for Netanyahu. So there's a lot of chicken and egg going on at the same time.
Shai Franklin, thanks for that.